Nothing said on Lightspeed is a recommendation to buy or sell any investments or products. This podcast is for informational purposes only, and the views expressed by anyone on the show are solely their opinions, not financial advice or necessarily the views of Blockworks. Our hosts, guests, and the Blockworks team may hold positions in the company's funds or projects discussed. All right, there's nobody in here. What's your most problematic take, Kevin? Before anyone. Oh, there's three people. We cut you off.
Oh, I was just going to get into it with he who shall not be named. Who knows what that means? You're going to have to do some interpretation.
You have to listen on to find out.
Yep.
I guess for posterity, I'll do a little intro here. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Lightspeed. We're doing it live today. We're live here on this beautiful Friday, October 24th. The leaves are turning up here in New York. I'm joined here by Kevin Ricoy, Kyzer, my good friend, the founder of All Might. He's tuning in live from his childhood bedroom, it looks like.
Yeah, pretty much. What's going on? Visiting my old hometown of Maryland, visiting the fiance, doing some wedding planning, taking some time off, working through some home stuff, you know. So sometimes you got to set up a new streaming setup and do it in her office, you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Congratulations. Yep. That's big stuff.
Thank you.
I think I speak for a lot of us in the Solana world that we never really saw it coming, but
hey, same. You know what? I don't know how I got here, but it's fun.
All right, I'm going to go retweet. I'm going to go retweet this stream so people see it.
Yeah, take your time. It's a live stream. Nobody cares. Nobody's watching. There we go. I'll retweet as well.
Chat. Can I see the chat?
Here, you can, if you go to comment, there's a way to add, there's like a new thing for Streamer where you can add the comments to the screen.
Oh, show comments on stage.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
All right, cool.
I'm an expert now.
Chat, if you want to comment, we'll see you on stage. We're here this morning. We're wearing the Vipers, bringing some energy. Kevin, I thought you had the Solana ones, but I guess I don't know.
No, the Solana ones are made in China, and I don't do that. I only wear glasses made in America. Actually, I don't even know if these are made in America. But they look cooler.
Yours are. I hate to break it to you, Kevin, but if I had to guess, both of our Vipers, you know, let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah,
I found these. Hey, thank you, Genry. Mustache Dow on top. I've been having thoughts of shaving the mustache.
Whoa.
But I think the mustache Dow would cut me off, and that just would not do. I don't know if life would be worth living.
I feel like also for what it's worth, it's like a part of your look now. You know, like if you shaved, it would like be jarring.
It's the personal brand. Yeah.
Yeah. You got kind of a cop stash. I'm not going to lie to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Question
now
mark?
You know where he stands. Defund Blockworks.
Oh man. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing in 2025. I don't know what I'm supposed to believe anymore, honestly. That's
the way to do it. You got to fence it like a pro. You know what I mean? You got to let everybody think that you're on their team. And then really, I don't even have any strong feelings about it. You know what I mean?
I'm like, yeah, I agree. No matter what you said.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Good. You're good. You're built for media.
I'm getting messages. They're saying that we're going to be in big trouble if we don't get into it here, Kyzer.
Okay. Whatever. Sure.
Look, on this beautiful Friday, we're doing a news roundup. We're rounding up the news.
Let's go.
Doing a news roundup. It's been a bit of a slow news week. You know, I'm just going to be honest. It's sorry, I'm like there's been some acquisitions. That's probably the big news. 21 shares got acquired by Kraken. They didn't come to Blockworks with the exclusive. They went to the Wall Street Journal. That's okay. I'm not bitter about it. I'm just saying that's the truth of what happened. So we're not going to lead with that news on the podcast today. What if instead, Kyzer, you know, this post went out on X. I'm expecting a lot of the live stream viewers to be folks from X. There's currently almost 300 of them, quite a big number. So let's start with a little segment I want to start this week called tweets we hated. Tweets we hated. And Kevin, when I came up with this segment, that it was divine intervention. I think God above was smiling down on us because there was just a perfect candidate for this week. There was just a perfect candidate. And the drum roll, please, as I am caught here without the screen share ready. It's Eclipse. It's the Eclipse Foundation. Eclipse FND. I didn't like their tweets. You know, if you're someone who has been on CT, you notice that Eclipse got a new social media intern who's been pursuing what I've referred to as kind of a postmodern crypto Twitter strategy, where they are taking all of the kind of negative things that people are maybe already tweeting about them and just tweeting them from their own account. So let me pull up here. Hold on.
Yeah, I want to see this with my eyes.
Have you been following this, Kyzer? Is this?
I mean, it doesn't pop up on my feed. I've noticed. I don't know if it's Nikita or what, but I feel like all I see is Solana stuff now. It's like the biggest bubble ever I've had in my algorithm. There's stuff going on that I don't see, but you know, I know all about Eclipse. I'll put it that way.
All right, we're sharing my screen here. Try not to like leak my DMs. He's a 10, but he works at Eclipse. Are we seeing this, Kyzer?
I do. I see it.
We need a slur for people who think we need another L2. You know, frankly, that's a good one. I didn't hate that tweet. I'm not advocating for us to have more slurs in this world, I guess, but we don't need more L2s. If there had to be one. This was the tweet that began it all, Kyzer. Look at this one. What did you do to make the timeline hate you? And then they just post their own price chart.
That's a pretty good tweet, actually. I like that one.
But it's a fascinating strategy, right? Because it's we've seen versions of this with like crypto projects pretending to be hacked or something like that.
Right.
But Eclipse, there's another one that it was kind of funny. I liked it, as you can tell. It's easy to hate your competitors, but do you have the courage to hate your community?
That's fire. That's like a legitimately good tweet. I'll give him that one for sure. I mean, this whole thing is a little silly. First of all, there's so many things crossing my mind that I don't think it's appropriate to say. If you're gonna lean in, right? If you're gonna do stuff, it's one thing to be like, oh, like Brian Johnson being like, haha, yeah, boners. You know, it's another thing to lean into sexual assault allegations. I think that is like a little bit strange. I don't know if that's like, you know, virality at all costs. I'm not a big believer in like all press is good press because I don't know. First of all, Eclipse doesn't even make sense to me. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. So SVM and Ethereum, it's like, yeah, we stuck a Lamborghini engine in a turtle, and I was like, all right, dude, the turtle's gonna die. I don't think that's how it works. It's gonna I don't think it's gonna survive the surgery. But supposing you even just fall for it, right? The narrative, it's like, oh, I like Ethereum, I like Solana. You should combine the two. It's already, you know, they shat the bed on the way out. They might as well rebrand. The intern's doing what he can, but the intern is literally just like, all right, look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make fun of us on Twitter. I don't know if it's a winning strategy. I know I'm entertained by it, but, you know, I don't think it's going to make me a believer. I don't think it's going to bring institutions to mint real world assets on Eclipse. And also L2s suck anyway. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah. Who's betting the Eclipse stat? When's it coming out? I mean, exactly. Point taken, Kyzer. I think at a certain level, you know, these allegations, if you work at Eclipse, you probably have more information than even the average person does. If you believe that those allegations are credible, yeah, it's a really bad thing. And you know, I would have moral scruples about working there maybe. But from Eclipse's perspective, Neil Samani's gone. You can't just like delete the blockchain, presumably. You have to do something. They raised, I believe, 65 million. They had a 15 million round. Is that right? Kyzer, you can fact check me on this. They had a $15 million round, and then I think they had a $50 million round. So they raised like 65 mil. And this was in like 23, 24. things weren't looking as good for crypto. They have all this venture capital still, presumably. They have to put a token out. They had to they have all these venture investors that they need to TGE. So it's like maybe this is the best you can possibly do if you're Eclipse.
I guess. I mean, I just call it a day. I just I'd send an email to the investors like, my bad. I'm sure you saw. You don't even have to explain. Just like, here's what we have left. Here's the refund. We're going to start something new. It's called Intern Chain. And we're going to have banger tweets. Like that's clearly what you're good at. And whoever they found a gem, whoever they hired.
Yeah. Unplug the blockchain. This is probably the best thing that Eclipse has done ever. Possibly.
Yeah, this is their best achievement so far. Is these banger tweets making fun of themselves?
Do you have I wonder what the chart is looking like for Eclipse.
I don't think it looks much. When did he post that? Yesterday? That's like.
Man, sorry, my Wi-Fi is not liking the live stream. It's like.
Oh yeah, it's eating up the bandwidth.
00 needs to fix this immediately.
Yeah, Austin Federa is to blame.
When are we getting 00 for podcasters? That's what I want to know.
I like that. Wow. So
4.5.
That's slick. They posted a chart that's way higher than it is today, right? Wasn't it like 85 cents or was it 8.5 cents?
It's up 17% on the week.
All right, bull market confirmed. First of all,
man, I hate it here.
I don't know. Just call it a day. Shut down the chain. Censor all the transactions. You can anyways. It's an L2.
So it bottoms out on October 11th. So the day that they tweet their own chart, the price nukes, it bottoms out. And then it's just been up only since then. It's been from 8 cents to 17 cents. It's more than doubled from that bottom.
There's actually a good lesson there. Maybe we need to, if you run a blockchain project, listen up. Don't talk about how great you are anymore. Just like completely crap on yourself. Yeah. Just bottom out the chart, just get rid of the non-believers and then send it. Start an asset treasury that just buys your asset with all their money. That makes perfect sense. Do that.
I probably would not buy Eclipse just because, of who still holds the token and so forth, but or has a claim on the token and all that. But from a pure dollars and cents perspective, it made a lot of sense to buy that dip. It made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think you could have seen that coming.
No, you know what? The only times I've ever really made money in crypto, because I mean, people assume if you've been in crypto for a long time that you're like rich and made it. Most of us did not. Most of us lost our money on Squirrel Inu or whatever the fuck we're trading on the daily. But the only times I really ever made money is when I did the exact opposite of what I thought I should do.
Yes.
It's like, oh, good news just came out, sell.
Yep.
White paper and website coming out and a roadmap, projects becoming legit, sell.
Yep.
That's bearish.
And never let them know your next move.
Yeah, exactly. Make moves with the right hand, the left hand doesn't know.
Exactly.
That's how you operate in crypto.
What's been your best investment, Kevin?
My best trade ever was what's it called? It was Bad Idea AI. and it was precisely because it was like, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of trying to do smart things. Like I'm just gonna. It's in the name. It says Bad Idea, and they put AI on it, and made it even. I was like even dumber. I was like, I'm gonna buy it. I think it came from, if I'm not mistaken, it's from the Shiba Inu team or something. And I was like, oh, I'm buying it. I don't know. I put in like $2,000 and it like 100x. And then they were like, if you're excited now, just wait. The website's dropping next week. And I was like, I'm out. And it was perfect. It was a perfect trade.
Yeah. No website. Bearish website.
Yeah. Fundamentals are bearish in crypto. You need crime and doubt.
It's funny, man. Thinking back to the AI agents, like what a period of time that was. Like people were taking these like chatbots with a Twitter account. Presumably, it could have just been a human. Could have just been a human tweeting and saying that it's a chatbot, attaching a token to it, and being valued at like tens of millions of dollars. Like remember AI16Z?
Yeah, I do. Absolute slop. I mean, I think the thing with that was that it's not even left curve enough. Like it's mid curve. It's like the people that are smart are like, this is dumb, and then the people on the left are like, this isn't dumb enough.
I was thinking about that, man, because I think, as a journalist, I don't trade much, honestly. I'm too dumb to trade. But one trade that would have been very easy for me to make was I was pretty early to the GOAT meme coin. Not because I had any kind of privileged information. I just followed this stuff, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. There an autonomous AI bot launched its own meme coin. That is really cool. And the thing became an AI millionaire.
That's pretty cool.
And I didn't buy it, but it's kind of funny to think about GOAT, and then you think about the most successful AI agent coin, which was Fartcoin. Yeah. There's no thesis behind Fartcoin. It probably
has nothing to do with the AI part. It's just like Fartcoin. Perfect. Well, this should have always existed.
I don't know. I don't know if memory serves, but if I recall correctly, I think what happened was GOAT said that Fartcoin would be a funny meme coin or something like that.
Oh, that's right. It like came up with the idea. That's right. And somebody launched it, and then they pretended the AI launched it. Yeah, that's how it goes.
But even still, I mean, the dumbest possible reality has to be the correct one.
Yeah. I mean, I have this idea. I have this vision for like, what does the top 10 look like in the future? Or, top 5. And I think first of all, I think it's going to be co-opted by big tech companies. I think, I think this is all going to burn and crash to the ground.
Thank goodness.
And then Google's going to fork Trent's work. Google's going to they're going to be like, oh yeah, we came up with a blockchain, and it's literally just Solana. It's just agave. They're going to co-opt everything. They're going to take over the top coins, and meme coins will pretty much be dead, because I think meme coins are basically just an artifact of regulatory overreach, right? The SEC said anything other than your stupid dog coins or securities, and we're like, all right, cool, we're going to trade stupid dog coins then. So then that blew up. So they're actually to blame for everything being an absolute clown show circus the way that it is today. But I think we're going to see a return to like 2017 style, like people caring about the utility and the project, like things like Brave Browser were like the top projects. And it's because we saw something there that was like, this could help humanity. But I think there are going to be a few meme coins that survive, and it'll be like, there's going to be like a fart joke for sure. There's got to be a fart joke. Maybe like maybe some genitals or something. You know what I mean? It's going to be just like the prime. And then dogs. We love dogs. Maybe a cat. You got to have some kind of cat. Jack, what's your best trade?
I see. We see the producer is trying to stir drama here. Let me think. My best trade has been Solana. My best trade's been Solana.
Nice.
I bought in. I've written about this before. I bought Solana on November 8th, 2021, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Super early.
No, it wasn't, Kevin. No? It was the day. It was the day that Solana hit an all-time high.
Oh, okay. So
it reached like
Breakpoint era.
$240 or something. $220.
Okay. So Breakpoint Portugal.
Yeah. I think this timing is not a coincidence. I was in college at the time. I got my stimulus check that I didn't need. I don't know why the government sent me a stimulus check. I get it, and I'd bought ETH like a little bit before, because it was like Bitcoin, but you could build smart contracts on it, was what I knew at that time. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I bought ETH. I made some good money on ETH. I made, I don't know, like $800 trading ETH.
Okay.
But then me, being a genius kid in college, said, if ETH is good, what could be the next ETH? And I Googled that question, and Google told me it was Solana was the next ETH.
Boom.
Bought
that's
it.
Literally that's how we think when we're new to crypto. We're like, coin market cap. What's on the bottom?
Yep.
What's cheap? What's less than $1?
And so I bought it, and this is a funny story. So I bought it on Coinbase on my iPhone, and the app glitched. So I tried to buy $1,000 of Sol, which was my stimulus check, and the app glitched. So then I pressed the buy button again. And both trades processed on Coinbase. And then I went to Coinbase and I said, can I have my money back? And they said, no, sorry, you bought. But then it went up that day. And so I was like, maybe this Solana thing will go up forever. So then I held.
Wait, so I'm confused. So you bought Solana at all-time highs, and that was your best trade?
Well, that was my worst.
Oh, okay.
That was my worst
makes more
trade.
sense. Okay.
I held that Sol I never sold it because I just was like, I wasn't like necessarily a believer or anything. I just was like, mentally, this admitting defeat here would destroy me as a man. I'd be gutted.
Oh, I get it.
So I held on to it, and then it's come all the way roaring back. And then I most recently, I think I sold I sold it like 220, bought back in at 160.
Wow. Scalping. Look at you, day trader.
But yeah, you know what's my best trade? I bought a meme coin once, and I 6x'd it. But I round tripped it. But it was the one. Do you remember that tweet of the guy who was stealing his girlfriend's hair and then taping it onto a mannequin?
No.
Oh man, I need to find this. It was called Styro Steve.
Okay.
This was I saw this tweet organically, and I said that's hilarious. And then I looked at the bio, and there was a contact address. And so I said I'm putting $20 into this, and it went up to 120. So
all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm him.
I think I round tripped as well. Hey, we're all round tripping. I'm pretty sure nobody's ever made money in crypto. Like it's like just Trump. Just the president.
Oh, here we go. I found. Oh shoot, I can't open the link. But that's my best trade. All right, just look up Styro Steve, people. I can't. You know who hasn't made some very good trades?
Who?
The Ethereum Foundation.
Oh yeah, that's right. In personnel and salary.
Our producer is just letting me have it behind the scenes here. We need to get him in the public chat. Let me pull back up my screen here.
Yeah, Will, the producer, said Jack's best trade is buying all-time highs in 2021. Just roasting you in the background.
Listen, man, would I be a journalist if I could trade well? Would that be what I do for work if I?
No,
if I
exactly.
No,
absolutely
exactly not. All right. You got my screen here. Yeah, so that boy Peter S. I'm not going to be able to say his name, but he was the lead. This came across the feed this week. This was another thing. I don't know if I hated it, but it was pretty notable on the feed this week. There's been a lot of ill will towards the Solana Foundation. Sandeep, formerly of Polygon fame, kind of said like it's a little weird how Ethereum will publicly take credit for Polymarket as an Ethereum app, so to speak, when Polymarket is built on Polygon. But then
True.
Polygon is not allowed to be called an Ethereum L2. It's an Ethereum sidechain. So it's not part of the Ethereum ecosystem. And so he was a little bit upset with that. What
does that even, first of all, what does that mean? You're not allowed. Like what the hell does Foundation, do they have authority over him? Is it run entirely on a grant?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We might be onto something there because how could they possibly tell him what he can say unless they've got some kind of deal,
I think it's in like the public facing messaging. Polygon is like a recommendation. It's like the stepchild that they just kind of, you can't be in this family photo. Right.
Okay. Well, I would be like, I'm in the family.
That's what I always did. Yeah.
100%. Exactly. So I'm going to need some photos of me in this house soon. And they're like, dude, you're 20 years old. Get out.
I just frame my own photos, tack them up on the wall. So this guy, Peter, was a lead developer. I think the lead developer at Geth, which is the most widely used Ethereum client. It's like for our Solana folks, think of it like Agave, but maybe a little less like Agave, but like 20% less kind of involved with the foundation from day one, if that makes sense. He writes this whole post airing out his grievances. And then a point in this that drew a lot of interest online was that he said he worked 6 years in this lead role as a developer of the biggest client in Ethereum, and he made $625K, which I think we can all agree is way too much money. It's staggering how much money he made in this role. No, that's not a competitive software developer salary, especially for a hundreds of billions of dollars market cap asset. This ledger that houses that asset. And then he goes on to say, to paraphrase Vitalik, if someone's not complaining they're paid too little, then they're paid too much. Tough words from the big V. What do you make of this, Kyzer?
First of all, Vitalik, I didn't know he's like a killer like that. Damn. I don't know. Listen, I have mixed feelings on this. First of all, the guy's set up perfectly narrative-wise to like set up a GoFundMe or something and make millions. Second of all, this is not like new. I think Ethereum is almost kind of like middle of the road. Like, so Bitcoin developers make nothing. One of the biggest issues with Bitcoin is that there's no funding of development, right? I mean, there used to be a Bitcoin Foundation and that was shut down. And I'm pretty sure it was put together entirely on donations, completely just voluntary. And that's like the OG cypherpunk way to do it, right? Like any coin can have a foundation. Anybody can spin up a foundation. You go around and you get donations from people and you're like, here's my idea. Here, we want to help grow this ecosystem and people will give it to you. If you're Bruce Fenton and can't remember the kid that was in Mighty Ducks.
Brock Pierce.
Brock Pierce. If you're Brock Pierce, you might donate a few $100 million or whatever. I think he was actually the director at one point. But anyways, point being, they make no money. You know what I mean? The money, the incentive there is like they go buy a bag and then they're incentivized to work for Bitcoin because they want Bitcoin to succeed. Ethereum seems to be taking a middle of the road approach, and I think that what solution is there? I mean, other than donations, I've seen a few different things. So Bitcoin has the Taproot wizards, right? So it has Udi and Eric, who are just like doing projects that just make money on their own and then funneling some of that to the developers. And then the other way is to treat it like a tech company, and you create a project, you have a for-profit company, a non-profit company. You give the non-profit some amount of the allocation of the tokens, and then they treat it like equity. And then the problem with that, and similar to BD deals in an early economy or early ecosystem that you're trying to bootstrap, is you might end up with runaway profits for some people, right? Because if this thing is successful, it's going to look exceedingly generous. So I'm not sure that anybody's really come up with an elegant solution to this. I think it's sad that I didn't even realize it was Peter that wrote that. So it looks like it was written in like March 2024. I don't know if he's just putting that date there to be like, I wrote this a long time ago. But I didn't even realize it was him because I think I looked at it on mobile. I didn't see the picture, but that's like the face of Geeth. How you say Geth? Geeth?
I looked it up. It's Geth.
Geth. Okay.
Because I said everyone's going to call me stupid if I say Geeth.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that'd be unbelievable to say Geeth.
Geth, So it's Daffy Duck saying guess. All right. So listen, I don't think there's an elegant solution there. Or at least not one that's come up that's been implemented to date. I think so far the best solution is you end up with people that make too much money. And I would even argue, I think Vitalik might be right on this. And maybe there's like an unspoken extra part he should have added, which is maybe we should consider paying them more. If they say that, it doesn't mean like it's just that's the end of the story. But I would say one of the biggest things that hurt Ethereum in its early days was that a lot of the developers did make too much money. They all moved to Costa Rica and they're chilling, like they're not like hungry to take over the world. And that's what created the environment for Solana to exist. You had people like Anatoly who were scrappy as hell. They're building a blockchain. They're talking to companies and they're like, what would help in your blockchain? They're like, all right, we added it. We just we got a team that's just like implementing shipping all the time. And that's what allowed them to kind of catch up to Ethereum and be where they're at today. They're hungry. They're the underdogs. Ethereum is like, they got a 10-year roadmap to like scale the L1. And even that took years for them to admit they needed to do. I don't know. It's a complicated issue. I feel bad for Peter. We should start what we should do? We should start a Solana wallet for him.
Yes.
And we should get him like a ton of soul, and then we'll see what happens after that. He can decide what he wants to do, but I think like maybe the Solana community can help this guy out.
We can start Peter an AI agent.
Yeah.
That's like a job negotiation AI agent, right? With a meme coin attached.
McDonald's job application fill outer bot. But that's Vitalik's view. He's like, hey, listen, you can go flip burgers if you want. You should be happy to work on this protocol. I mean, that's bullshit too. Like, listen, Vitalik's doing a little bit of a Jeff Bezos thing. I think that here, let me go on another little rant. I think crypto has an ethos of like looking out for people. And it doesn't mean you have to do, go full early tech startup and give people exceedingly generous deals. But I think the times when I see Ethereum leaders, just using that term colloquially, people that we see as leaders, because I do think Ethereum is decentralized, not L2s. L2s are not decentralized, but I think Ethereum itself is decentralized. Solana, we still look up to Anatoly. We still look up to Vitalik, and I always will. But I think when we see them falter is when they like go against their character. Listen, Vitalik is a sweetheart, okay? Let's be real here, okay? So Vitalik doesn't want to see anybody lose. He wants to help humanity. When you see him doing his Jeff Bezos shit, I don't like that. I feel like it's not true to his nature. It's not true to his character. There's probably somebody whispering in his ear, some investor from Amazon or something that's like, you need to enslave your workers. That's the only way. They need to be pissing in bottles while they're coding. Like that, and he's probably listening to that shit. When Anatoly is like, dude, I used to, I would go to war. I would go to war with people on Twitter, and like Anatoly and Austin Federo would come in and be like, no, you know what? I hope you guys win too. I hope we all win together. I like what you're doing. And I'd be like, damn, the high road. And like I aspired to be like that. And then what I've noticed is like as competition gets more fierce and cutthroat, everybody starts doing this stuff. Vitalik's like, everybody should be paid too little. And then Anatoly's like, yeah, Ethereum sucks. And like, I don't, and it's just like weird. Leave that to us. Leave that to the community to like get into the trenches and like do the playground stuff. You guys should be like beyond reproach. You guys should be taking the high road. And when we don't do that, I don't know. I feel like a little bit of crypto's soul dies every time.
Totally. Man, that's deep.
Yes, sir.
I have a take too here.
Okay.
It's a little different from your take, but I think that it also speaks to one of the real tensions that's always existed within Ethereum, which is that Vitalik does not seem that interested in money or price talk or anything.
True.
In like the most financialized sector ever, which he sort of helped create or was a pioneer in. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I respect him a lot as a human being. I think that he really does care about the kind of cypherpunk ideals that are at the core of Ethereum. That but I think the reality is a lot of the people who most closely follow crypto, follow Ethereum news, are on CT, want to make money. And that's not always Vitalik's. And also maybe work at the Ethereum Foundation. Like I don't know. Software developers go into software development partly because you can make a lot more than $625K in 6 years if you're kind of a senior developer. So it also is this kind of tension that's always existed within Ethereum. And this is why I actually think that the Ethereum DATs are a very interesting development, because Tom Lee is in it to make money. Tom Lee is not in it for the cypherpunk ideals, right? Like he is solely doing his job to make the number go up for ETH. And frankly, a lot of people in the Ethereum community, maybe they like the cypherpunk ideals, maybe those are attractive, and they know that you can't so easily change Ethereum from being what it is, but they want the number to go up too. Like that is a big part of why they're in the space and why they follow it and everything. So it also speaks to kind of that kind of tension. And I'd be curious if like Bitminer and the ETH DATs begin to kind of, I don't know what this looks like long term, right? Because obviously the Ethereum Foundation still controls upgrades and so forth, but do people really look to Tom Lee as like the leader of Ethereum more so than they even look to Vitalik? That'd be a bold claim, but it's
maybe not literally, but you're making a really profound point actually. I don't know if there is like there probably is some sort of like Ethereum values document or something. Guarantee no one's read it, first of all. Second of all, I think they need to bang the drum on that. I mean, I think Solana needs to do that too. All these projects. So Bitcoin's in an interesting place because it's about the cypherpunk ideals, but the cypherpunk ideal is about hard money. And hard money is just inherently more valuable and a better store of value. So it's just like kind of just inherent and understood that it's like, making money is secondary to the main point, but the main point basically is intrinsically tied to making money as well. or at least making more fiat dollars, which we think are pretty much worthless in the long run. With Solana and Ethereum, we're kind of left in this kind of like, what is Ethereum about? Because Vitalik could be like, this isn't about money for me. You know what I mean? If anything, hasn't he warned multiple times when things get frothy? He's like, things are looking a little crazy, guys. Like, I personally don't think this is like the point. I think you're getting distracted. I actually love that. And it's more bullish, and the price should go up even more when I see that. But I think like that kind of speaks to like, not everybody agrees on what Ethereum is, right? I think you know Akshay, right? The non-CMO of the Solana
I know
Foundation.
Akshay. Yeah,
he had a pretty good analogy for this actually with Solana, and I guess maybe Solana is just like self-aware of it, but it's like there's like a metaphor of people blindfolded touching an elephant, right? And they're like to each person it's a different thing. Somebody's holding the trunk, they're like it's a rope, and somebody's like touching the ears, like it's a piece of leather or something. Nobody knows really what they're. To each person, it's something different.
Where would you touch the elephant, Kevin?
Depending the kind of guy I am, it'd probably end up. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Every single joke that came across my head is not Lightspeed material.
Thank you for not getting me fired. Anyways, go on.
Anyways, the point is, these blockchains, to everybody, is something different, right? Ultimately, it's just an agnostic technology. A token is just a thing. What values you subscribe to or ascribe to that thing, completely made up. Honestly, it doesn't even blockchain doesn't even care. Blockchain doesn't have feelings. So I don't know. You're raising a very good point I've never thought about before. It's like, and I think we have some people like that in Solana too. I know Trent is always tweeting like Solana over Sol. And I'm like, what does that mean? So he's like, I don't care about Sol as an asset. I want Solana to be a thing. And I think Vitalik probably thinks the same way. It's like, I want Ethereum to improve the world and to like help people in society. And sometimes that doesn't mean, making VCs rich, it maybe means, using the blockchain for something dull and mundane, but that you couldn't do before.
I thought Trent was making a linguistic point. Like he doesn't like when people refer to Solana as Sol.
Oh, possibly.
But I'm probably
if you
dumb.
look at it my way, there's more to rant about,
I think you're actually right. I just always, I don't know why, like when I saw those tweets, I thought he was just saying like, I don't know, because it kind of annoys me when people refer to things by their ticker. Just call it Solana,
Yeah, true. Well, it worked for Solana, but so Ethereum, it's not Ethereum, Ether, right?
Yeah, true.
ETH is Ether. So I don't know, but I don't know. I think personally, based on my conversations, and these are all public conversations on Twitter about like the Solana improvement document 0228. I think that people like Trent, what they're getting at is like, I don't really care about what people are holding. Like I care about Solana being resilient in the long run and like being the thing that changes the world. And I was like, don't do that. I'm holding a lot.
But then you do have this founder in Toli who vibe codes a perps dex over the weekend and then accidentally makes the GitHub repo public on accident to pump the price of Solana. So it's kind of everyone plays their part in the ecosystem, like the price of Sol's up on the week.
No, I love that.
Everyone plays their part.
Rick Rubin. That was because he's just vibing. That's amazing. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. Was that a stunt? I don't know. I mean, I think Toli's always just playing around. Always like. I mean, like in an experimental sense. Like, what
would you do if you were that guy? What would you do? You'd release a phone.
No, I would not. I would not release a phone, Jack. I'm going to be honest with you. But, Solana did. Look at this. Look at this fine brick of Pablo Escobar candy right here.
It's in the box.
Yeah, I'm going to do an unboxing. It's coming. Maybe we'll stick it in a Lightspeed episode.
You haven't unboxed your secret yet?
No, so the funny thing is we were going to do this. I was going to Here's a leak. I was gonna host something from the Solana account, and the guest that we were trying to line up was Senator Capri Leone from Texas, who's doing the crypto reserve bill. And I was gonna give it to him on stream, and then somebody pointed out that's illegal, and I was like, oh, what? And I googled it, and I was like, oh yeah, you can't give gifts to senators. That makes sense. So that went out the window. And then I had like this whole other thing. I was going to get this like model in Austin to do like an ASMR thing and be like, Solana Seeker, and like lick the bag or something. But that fell through too. So I'll probably just do it myself. do that, and then make a nice little unboxing video. But I got to get on it. I hear there's people are hinting that there's going to be like a seeker token, and
yeah,
I need to farm that for sure.
Yeah, I saw Bangers, one of my favorite posters out there. Drink out of the bag, out of the seeker bag.
Oh,
it's
nice.
like strong enough that it can hold liquid. So you should do like I think my proposal for you, Kevin, is do like a shoey, but instead of pouring the beer into the shoe, pour it into the seeker bag.
A seekery, yeah. That doesn't work.
Yeah, but there is this SKR token coming.
Yeah.
And they've I feel like this went under the radar more than I would have expected. But if you go onto the wallet app on the Seeker, they've started like a points campaign essentially, where it's like, did you use the phone this week? Did you download apps from the DApp store or whatever? I use a flip phone, as we all know. So
sick though. Show it. Flip it for me.
I don't have it.
All right, whatever.
I don't have it. I'm so disconnected. I don't even have my phone near me.
I want the next Solana phone. I want it to be I want it to be a sidekick. I want it to slide out, have a full physical keyboard. Okay?
Thank you.
And the people that are like, what are you, a millennial? Yes. Nobody in crypto is not a millennial, okay? Except for Thread Guy and Rasmer, okay? Those are the only Zoomers. They're early. They're the early Zoomers. Everybody else, like, I want a translucent purple Solana Seeker 2 or whatever with a physical keyboard. And I want Bangers to microwave it.
And I want Bangers to microwave. That's exactly. Do you know which company made the Sidekick? Was it Nokia?
T-Mobile. Oh,
T-Mobile.
Right. Yeah, I think it was Nokia. I think it was T-Mobile. At least like white labeled it.
Okay, because I like, how expensive can it be for Solana Mobile to acquire the IP for the Sidekick and then release the Solana Seeker Sidekick? Like, this is a world we could live in.
The Solana Sidekick. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. I'd buy the hell out of that phone.
And maybe this time just keep the Seeker token, okay? I don't want to have come on. I already had a whole. What happened with my pre-order token too? Was that worth anything? Did I get anything from that? Probably did. I just missed it. Well,
it's actually $120,000.
Yeah.
No, but I think folks don't talk about the SKR token. I think you can debate the whether it was a good decision to release this token, but this is the second token after Sol or Solana, depending how you want to refer to it, to be released by Solana Labs, right? There's never been another token released. I think Toli's involvement in Solana Mobile probably helps. I think if you're like the running product at Solana Mobile and Toli comes and says, "Hey, I want a token," you probably make a token. I have no idea what actually happened. That's just my conjecture.
Yeah, I would guess the same. I don't know. They probably didn't even, dude, I don't know. Based on so I worked at the Solana Foundation, and they don't work there, but we have some shared Slack channels and stuff. They're really good about they hire leaders and they take a back seat. They, they have their things they're working on and that they're leading. And for everything else, they're like, you're supposed to be an expert in your field. So you tell us what you think you're going to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was someone else that was like, we should have a Seeker token. And they were like, tell me why. And they're like this and that. And they're like, yeah, sure. Sounds good. Good plan.
And it's hard for me to imagine that the Solana Labs Seeker token is going to be a terrible launch. It's just hard for me to there's a lot of money there. There's a lot of reputational risk on the line. I don't think this thing is going to be heavily, low float, high FTV dumps after 6 months. No. So not financial advice, but I'm intrigued by this token, I will say.
Although if they're going to do it, I think they need to hurry up. They should do it let me boot up my phone and get some activity first. Set up a bot to farm.
Yeah, wait for Kevin first.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah. But then, dude, hurry up.
Well, that's the problem. Is I learned of this and then I went online and I was like, shoot, I have no activity. I just don't. I use the phone when I'm traveling, but I don't think I'm gonna. And frankly, I don't think I'm gonna farm the airdrop. I just don't have it in me.
No, yeah, I don't even know how to do that. But
I'm too lazy.
Yeah, I'll activate. I'll probably get my $5 worth or whatever.
I've gotten nothing. I've gotten not one single airdrop. And
on the new one, the first one we got a lot of stuff.
I never had the first one.
Oh, dude. Well, you didn't miss out on much. You missed out on free money. You missed out on. I mean, wasn't that a big part of the bonk explosion? I think was like.
No,
Saga
it was.
came out, and they were Saga holders were one of the airdroppers or airdroppees. I don't know. So I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna. Here's my take on a phone in general. I think it's like cool what they're doing. I think the Seed Vault is incredible, but I also think I think these guys are like they're men of the people, so they're not really thinking about OPSEC. I'm like a paranoid schizophrenic. So I'm like, I read this story about the Ledger founder getting kidnapped and getting his finger cut off, and I'm like, that could be me. And I'm like, they're gonna try to take my $10 of bonk. And like, so I'm not going to travel with them. It's like traveling with a Ledger. Like, I don't know. I might be a good like hot wallet. Maybe it's like slightly more secure, but I think it should maybe even go. So they my understanding is they upped the quality of the phone a good bit, but I think they almost should have went the opposite way. Make it a full on budget phone. Make it ideal as like a burner, as a second phone, or just, what would be cool? Just don't even do a phone. Do like an Android device with a touchscreen that's a Ledger with a Seed Vault. Like, why do I need another phone? I'm just being realistic. Like, phone is a hard industry to win. Okay, like I have an iPhone. I don't know if you're gonna ever be like. Are you ready to spend quadrillions on taking over the supply chain and hiring Chinese children to build your phones? If not, it's gonna be very hard to compete.
Listen, like point granted, Kevin. I my take on the Seeker is like, yes, is it the most obvious move? Is it the most lucrative move? No. Like the Solana Foundation, if it wanted to just make money, should go start a DAT. But I'm, I will entertain the Seeker as long as it exists because I want crypto to actually do things. Like I sort of miss a bit the 2022 when I was starting out at Blockworks feeling of like crypto was going to do all these weird things and like totally change the internet. And it feels like today we get a lot of like, we did a SPAC so that we can buy Poopcoin and it got insider traded heavily and now we're under investigation by the SEC. And so it's like, is Solana Mobile going to actually unseat, the duopoly of smartphones? I don't know. But at least they're trying. And so I'm going to give credit as long as it's happening. And for what it's worth, like the Saga, by many accounts, not a good phone. According to Marcus Brownlee, worst phone of the year.
It was a stinker for sure.
But like, as I've used the Saga, like it's a $500 phone. It's like less than half of what you'd pay for a new iPhone. I think it works totally well for like what the price point is. The camera is like not amazing, but that's okay because it's a $500 phone. It like does everything I needed to do. It's pretty responsive. So, I'm overall bullish on Solana Mobile.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with the ambition of it and the experimentation around it. But I think even more reason to just, don't have a camera. How about that? I get like if it's good enough for QR, that's fine. I guess have some sort of scanner on there. But I don't, just do an Android device.
All roads lead back to them acquiring the Sidekick.
Exactly. Acquire a public company and just call it Solana Labs.
Yeah.
Acquire a phone manufacturing plant. Acquire Jitterbug.
The one interesting point I'm going to make, and then Kevin has to go. Full disclose it because he's in his childhood home. There's a lot of so one story that I worked on but never published is there was some guy who like bought 20 Seekers or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he bought 20 Solana Sagas too. Now Solana, I think limited it to two purchases per person, yeah. But like you can acquire KYC credentials on the internet and all this stuff. So I'm sure there's lots of people who said $500 Solana phone, I'm buying 100 of those. Because even if you look at the pre-order numbers for the Solana Seeker, it's a lot. It's a lot. I have trouble thinking that it was not some people duplicating. But
I don't think there are that many people in crypto, to be honest.
But with the fact, literally, with the fact that we still have gotten no airdrops, those people are really going to be depending on this SKR, this Seeker token, being something. Because like Bonk has not done any airdrops. told me like no airdrops, not a thing for the Seeker. I think a lot of people are like, yeah, we don't, this was a thing we did one time. We're not running back free money for every idiot that bought a phone. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Some people have serious money on the line.
Did Marquez Brownlee review it already?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I didn't hear about it. It must not be the worst phone anymore. That's good. That's a step up.
Shoot, yeah. Well, I'll shoot him a text. Me and him talk. So
yeah. You and Kobe. I saw that tweet. You friends with Kobe, huh?
that was the most engagement I've gotten in a year.
You got
because Kobe replied to me once. That made me feel terrible. Everyone was like, "Look at this guy. He's engagement baiting." You think I liked doing that? You think I liked that I can't get engagement unless Kobe replies to me? That was not a good feeling.
I'm the one that has to look myself in the mirror.
I'm the one who has to live with myself after that.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, it did get me a few new followers. So that felt good.
0x Research said, "This is my hour, dude. What the hell are you doing? Shut this down."
I know. I'm getting listen, everyone here, let's keep the good times rolling. We're about to shut down Lightspeed, but 0x Research for some smarter people than Kevin and I. If you want some actual, good alpha, go over to 0x Research. Saunter on over there. Don't rush. Take your time, but throw that thing on in the background. We're gonna shut down here. Maybe go watch 0x Research. But that's all we have for you today, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining me. We did something a little different today. I hope viewers like it. This is not our typical fare. It's been a little more lighthearted.
Yeah,
quite.
Hey. Sorry to cut you off. I have something to say.
Yeah, say it.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Fun to do this kind of thing. Just hop on and wing it and have fun and be as silly as possible. But loves Lightspeed. Love what you guys are doing. Love Blockworks. You guys are doing good work. Keep it up. Hopefully we gave people a little bit of a spicy morning here. Gave them something to listen to. By the way, disclaimer, probably everything I said was wrong. Do not take anything I say seriously. I'm here to entertain, not to be right. Okay.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Kevin, it's been a blast, my friend. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you guys. If you made it through this live stream or, if you're watching this thing on Spotify or whatever, we really appreciate you tuning in. We'd love if you gave this show a like, a retweet, a 5-star review, wherever you listen to, engage with your podcasts. If you like Lightspeed, please share it with a friend, and we will see you all again very, very soon. And with that, we are ending the stream. Bye, everyone. Be safe.